fam? Another woman in the books. Week 7 went down. We on week 8 here, kicking it strong. I got my partner here with me. Say what up, partner.
What's going on? This playoff Stephen A. Kitch.
Yep, both of us coming off a win week, looking good. So we feeling good in the hood this week. Got a lot more energy. So we about to give it to you. So first up here, House of Cards is 7-0, running the table right now at number one. Tony the Touchers is back in spot number two. Beaver Boys is in spot number three. Big Dog 313 is in spot number four. Bad Boys is in spot number five, and Kramer is back in the playoffs at spot number six. The lowest spot on the totem pole is 4-3. We just passed the half mark for the season because it's 14 games before we hit the playoffs. So we got about 6, 7 more games to go. Six really, because eight. We're about there. So once we hit these next weeks, it's either you're gonna be in or you're gonna be out. But everybody still got a chance because you got 6 games left, and the top guy or the bottom playoff spot is four. So set your line up and get straight. Let's get to these games from last week. Matchups. First up was me, Motown Monsters, taking the win against I Don't Have 4 or 9. Got beat down 116.80 to 86.94. Nothing on the win for him, all on the
Mhm.
win for me. He was talking shit about my running back, and that's the one who scored on him. So it is what it is. Getting it in. Who you got?
You let me down, CJ. You let me down. I got Big Dog 313 taking on House of Cards. And this was no surprise here. The unbeaten stays unbeaten. He's at the top of the throne. Kev has been real quiet in the chat. I wonder because he's been dropping games. House of Cards with the 125.56 win over 78.12.
Yep. And I actually thought he was gonna lose this week. I said he can't keep winning and got people on by, but that did not stop him at all. He rolled right through Big Dog 313 like he wasn't even there. So good to go for him. Congratulations to your House of Cards. Next up, we got the Bad Boys versus Bottom Shelf Brews. 86.38 to 63.04 for the Bottom Shelf Brews. That's a shellacking, but that really didn't matter. Neither one of them scored over 90 points. But 63.04 means he's the booty eater of the week. You got to log in. You got to take care of your shit. If you don't, you're going to get kicked. That's just what happened. He going down the charts real fast. What you got?
This one was number 14 matchup taking on number 7, Blue Steel versus Beach Child Playmakers. Um, this is a tough one because Blue Steel, he may be 1-6, but he's still trying. But it just wasn't enough. Uh, B Childs is still, he's right outside looking in. He's trying to get into the playoffs. This was a solid victory.
I agree with you. Definitely solid. 122.86 score to that 107. That's a big score right there. Big win. Congratulations to him. I got Detroit 6 versus Crammers. 91.20 for Detroit 6 and 151.74 for Crammer. And this week, Crammer is at the top. He is the big dog of the week, smacking everybody else down with the high score, 151. Joe Burrows went off 56.24 points. You can't beat that. It's hard to catch one person getting 25 or 30, but for him to have 50, you wasn't gonna touch him this week. Congratulations to Kramer and back in the playoffs. What you got?
None other than TDT himself. Who would have thought? Matt Ryan, you got benched, but I appreciate you for your service. We needed you for a week and you showed up. I played nobody. On Matt Almighty wasn't too mighty. The scumbags. Some teams need these weeks, and I needed it this week. So shout out to me with a 108.12 victory over 83.30 with Almighty scumbags. I don't know what's going on over there in that camp, but it looks like last year all over again. Dan Campbell.
Hey, I'm not even mad at you with the 108.12 win to 83. The scumbags is definitely not showing up. I don't know if he know how to log in either again. He be talking trash sometime on the text, but I don't think he be on the right league. I think he's still looking at the wrong picture. Next up, we got the Bieber Boys versus OJ Mustard. Bieber Boys get 100.14, and OJ Mustard comes out with the win, 114.20. Even though he got the win, Bieber Boys still staying in the playoffs, but that's a good truck forward for OJ Mustard. Congratulations to him on the win. What you got, big dog?
We're good. We're on to week 8 predictions.
All right, headed to the predictions for week 8. Our current week. Now, just to make sure you understand where we at, last week we were tied 16-13 on predictions. This week I went 5-2, you went 3-4, so now I'm back up 21 to 50, over 15, and you had 19 over 17. I'm winning. Back in the driver's seat. And I'll continue on with this trend here going forward. So first game up, me, Motown Monsters versus Big Dog 313. I'm gonna pick myself, of course. So I'm going right back down on the list for me. Who you got?
I don't want to say it, but 5-2 versus 2-5. You would think this would be an easy pick for myself, but I gotta go with Motown Monsters.
Hey, I'm loving the backing right here. We gonna win it out so we can try to make it to the playoffs. I need at least 2 or 3 more wins, so I gotta get through
Let's
some
not get
people.
crazy here. Let's get to
Hey,
500 first, then we can talk.
I'm trying. I'm trying. All right, next up we got I don't have 4 or 9 versus Bad Boys. Who you got?
I have to take Bad Boys. We're just gonna keep it sweet. I don't have 4-9. Let me down. I put money on them. I can't do it back to back.
Hey, I just beat him, so I know his players suck. So I got to go with Bad Boys. He on a terrible trip, and then be complaining like he actually looking at his lineup, but I don't think he do. He must be blind. He need to get some of them 4s and 9s out of his way. Next
Mm.
up, we got House of Cards versus Blue Steel. I'm gonna go ahead and pick mine first and say I'm gonna take House of Cards with 7-0 wins over Blue Steel 1-6. You who you got?
Blue Steel cannot lose every game. He's not gonna go one and whatever. But this will not be where he gets two. We're going with House of Cards.
I totally agree with you. I don't know if he could roll through and only get 1-6, but he's staying with the Detroit record, and I'm trying to move on from him. So let him keep it. Bottom shelf Brews versus Detroit Six. I'll go ahead and pick mine first. I'm gonna go ahead and I don't trust Kirk Cousins, but since I know that bottom shelf Brews don't be logging in, I'm just gonna take D6. I can't. I just don't trust him that he gonna even try. So who you got?
I gotta say, I think he's playing possum. Bottom Chef Brew, he knows something that you don't know, and that's winning a championship. And when
That's
you face with adversity, sometimes you show up. I gotta take Bottom Shelf.
all right. I ain't mad at you. That's actually a good assumption because I mean, right now he predicted the win and he ain't even logged in. It's crazy. Next game up, we got B Childs versus the Bieber Boys. Who you got?
B Charles versus the Beaver Boys. B Charles needs this. This is a very important game for him. This possibly could put him in the playoffs, the top six. Beaver Boys is hot. I'm taking B Childs.
All right, taking B Childs. I'm gonna go opposite of you this time. I'm gonna take the Bieber Boys because he ain't let me. Oh, you know what? He did let me down last week. I don't know if he got it in him to do right. I don't know if that's a good idea. I just blew my own theory on this matchup. But you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna take him anyway. Beaver Boys for the win. If he get it right, then we good. If he don't, then we just gonna be suffering this week.
You
All
can
right,
afford
next
a
up,
loss or two.
we got Kramer versus the Almighty Scumbags. Who you got?
This is an easy no-brainer here. You're going against one who's playing against one who's not playing. Cramher will get to cramming Almighty.
I'm gonna have to agree with you there. Kramer came out with the top score this week, so we know his team on fire. And I think Almighty still got Geno Smith, and yeah, his team terrible. That's all I can say. So I'm gonna go ahead and go with Kramer's as well. Next up, we got OJ Mustard versus Tony the Touchers. Who you got? You still there with me? Oh, it sound
Yeah,
like
I'm
you.
holding on. This one is this is the battle of the brothers, the blood brothers. These two been through a lot, but Tony the Touchers, Tony the Touchers with the win.
All right, TDT for the win. And you know what? I'm gonna go with OJ. You know why? Because you don't even got a quarterback right now.
I
You're just
like
not
that.
showing up. I don't know if you got a secret
I don't
weapon
need
on
a
the bench,
quarterback.
but I'm gonna
I
go
don't
with
need a quarterback.
OJ and say you're gonna take a L on this one. So for unpreparedness, that's what we get. Well, that's our last game of the week. Make sure everybody set their lineup or get beat down or beat up, whichever way you want to look at it. But you need to set your lineup. What you got, co-host?
Um, we're at the top. Hopefully, I'll see you there, Reem. Probably won't, but good luck to you and the rest of you guys. Stay positive.
All right, and that's our week. Peace.